Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. Re-editing a documentary to align with personal interests introduces ethical dilemmas that compromise the core principles of truthful and objective storytelling. Documentaries, as a form of non-fiction filmmaking, are entrusted with presenting factual information, and any intentional distortion of the narrative raises concerns about truthfulness. Such manipulations undermine the integrity of the original story, eroding the documentary's credibility and impacting the trust viewers place in the producers and the crew as a whole. Ethical documentary filmmakers are expected to maintain a commitment to honesty, accuracy, and fairness in their work to uphold the integrity of the documentary genre. We actually know that Lifetime's surprise docuseries Surviving R. Kelly premiered to acclaim in 2019. But behind the scenes, the original and nearly all-black post-production group protested the project's direction of things and walked out, only to see the show eventually fulfill its hopes. Peggy Tashan is an Emmy Award-winning editor based in Los Angeles. She began her career in documentary and unscripted before transitioning to scripted television and film. Her most recent credits include the Hulu comedy series, Only Murders in the Building, FX's acclaimed American Horror Story, the Netflix hit Ratched, and the musical feature The Prom starring Meryl Streep. She's also worked on many much-loved reality shows like Project Runway, RuPaul's Drag Race, The Kardashians, and Born This Way. Now, Peggy Tashan broke her 2-year silence on social media in mid-June 2020. "Let's talk about performative allyship," she wrote on her Instagram that time amid Black Lives Matter protests nationwide. Peggy went on to describe how, while she was working at Bunham Murray in 2018, several colleagues were editing the production company's docuseries Surviving R. Kelly. As an editor on Bunham Murray's Born This Way, she observed the primarily black Surviving R. Kelly editing team take a stand over the direction of the docuseries, and resign together over a creative disagreement regarding how to empower the alleged survivors. Bunham Murray Productions is a prominent American television production company known for pioneering the reality television genre. The company was founded in 1987 by Mary Ellis Bunham and Jonathan Murray. Their collaboration resulted in the creation of The Real World, which premiered on MTV in 1992 and is considered one of the earliest reality TV shows. However, Peggy believed that the version of the Surviving R. Kelly show that aired was an edited version of their original cut. The incident mattered at that moment in time because the Emmy-nominated show had won a prestigious Peabody Award on June 10, 2020, and the original editing team hadn't been acknowledged, Peggy added. The Surviving R. Kelly editors are not allowed to talk about it, and she said she knew it was because they were given money and subsequently, all were made to sign non-disclosure agreements, she added in her post. Tashan wasn't the only TV editor raising such concerns on Instagram around this time. Days after Bunham Murray's June 2 posting of a black box for #BlackoutTuesday, 4 of 5 members of Surviving R. Kelly's first editing team, Daisha Broadway, Stephanie Philo, Braden French, Michael Griffin, and Stephanie Lyra, each posted the same photo of members of their editing team on Instagram. In the postings, the caption spoke about white producers who feel they have more authority to tell black stories than the actual black storytellers, as well as a company no longer aligning with the morals they were always taught, and being proud to have stood up for what was right. Unfortunately, they had all signed non-disclosure agreements typical on reality show deal memos and could not talk about the project in detail. Notable to mark too is the fact that unlike the others, Griffin did not post on social media. Although a #MuteRKelly campaign had caused thoughtful damage to the king of R&B's popularity in 2017 and 2018, it was after the 6-episode first season aired in January 2019 that stations that had continued to play R. Kelly's music dropped him from their playlists. RCA Records and R. Kelly parted ways, and musicians who had worked with him before, including Lady Gaga and Ciara, asked for their collaborations to be removed from streaming services. But perhaps the most important development was the renewed attention on R. Kelly's allegations from law enforcement. Chicago's top prosecutor kindly asked for R. Kelly's accuser stories, which preceded the R&B king being charged with more than 20 counts in federal and state courts. R. Kelly, who has denied all accusations of abuse, has unfortunately been in jail on various related charges since July 2019, the year the controversial docuseries premiered. Though surviving R. Kelly's impact is undeniable, the show's dynamics behind the scenes in post-production were complicated. As Peggy shared in June 2020, the primarily black editing team that was first hired to shape the series' story and finesse its presentation was so discouraged by the direction the show was taking, and their lack of say when they flagged changes they found problematic, and by the fact that they took the rare step of walking off the show as a group was not only remarkable but also raising eyebrows. Whereas editor walkouts happen though infrequently over employment-related concerns, one couldn't think of another instance where a cluster of editors en masse decide to leave a job because of creative differences, or political differences originating from the content. Think about the fact that in spring 2018, an editing team comprising of only people of color, which is an anomaly in the primarily white editing world, started work on the Surviving R. Kelly miniseries. Of the 4 black and 1 Latinx editors, 4 had worked at Bunham Murray and all were extremely talented, according to a network source who prefers to remain anonymous. The team was sold on the non-union show as a serious documentary series that could bring R. Kelly's alleged actions to a greater audience. The demographics of the editing team suggested that production leaders, key members of whom are black including creator and executive producer Tamara Simmons, executive producers Brie Miranda Bryant and Dream Hampton, were acknowledging that black input was important at every level of the production process. Hampton noted that she specifically requested a black post-production team in part because she hadn't seen many black employees in the Bunham Murray office. The editors were given the direction to create slow-burn episodes that focused on sharing the alleged survivor stories, which also is how the project was publicized. Though Bunham Murray has offered sensitivity training for employees on such shows as Born This Way and I Am Kate in the past, it was not offered on the first season of Surviving R. Kelly despite its alleged survivors' explicit stories of abuse. After the editors shared their first internal cut with colleagues at Bunham Murray, Surviving R. Kelly executive producer and CEO Joel Karsberg returned to them with notes asking for significant changes. Karsberg, who is white and Swedish alongside EP Jesse Daniels, an American who also is white, had partnered with creator Simmons to bring the show to Lifetime. The notes asked to spend more time telling the story of R. Kelly's rise to music stardom, and materially increase the use of his voice and image while emphasizing his talent and celebrity. The notes also asked to change up sequences that cut between the alleged survivors by adding in more narrative with R. Kelly, because it was suggested the audience might stop paying attention to the series without interruptions. The notes further argued that the show should be crafted more like a true crime series and include reminders of Aaliyah's greatest hits, several sources said. As we wait for the second and analytical part of this story, SOS Media would like to know about your opinions so we can share them in the second part of this story. Kindly provide your valuable opinions in the comments section. Thank you for watching today's video brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.